Yo, welcome back to the Red or Blue Pill channel, people. Thank you for returning subscribers and members. What we do here, if you are new, is we react to the most disturbing and creepy videos from the internet, and we go through the latest. If you like what you see, don't forget to sub up, turn on the notifications, let me know your thoughts in the comments section. With that being said, let's roll.
Video is for entertainment purposes only.
He was recording the fog that's plaguing the US when he sees this. A man named Scott Ritter was working near a dock in Ocean City, Maryland. When he decides to look at the ocean, he begins to notice something strange hiding in the fog.
I'm working this job. I came out on the deck to look at the ocean, and I saw this semicircle of lights that keeps flicking on and off. What the f*** is that?
From above the clouds, amidst the dense fog, he captures this strange circular object covered in spotlights. What do you think this could be?
Ooh, well, we have seen them lights before. Several times in the sky, different angles. So, genuine thing that I have seen, in my opinion. What that is, though, is different to what I've seen. That looked like it was lights on a potential invisible spaceship, if that makes sense. The ones that I've seen before is following a path, like as if like it is some type of 4D fluorescent light zipping through time and space. But yeah, let me know what you think.
Well, would you look at that? What appears to look like the remains of some ancient structure found on Mars. Here are what ancient Roman ruins in Syria and Iraq look like. And here's the one on Mars. And of course, it's totally real. You can even see it yourself in the Mars Orbiter Camera Library, where this long strip of a photo was taken in a crater with the Mars Global Surveyor way back in 2001. And if you zoom in on that strip, at the very top, you'll find our Martian ruins. A seemingly perfectly symmetrical square, about 3 kilometers on each side, so it would be massive. Of course, if they haven't already, you can bet NASA will deem this either a natural formation or a photography trick of the eyes. But I mean, along with the pyramids, the face, that doorway, all the other questionable shit that we've been finding on Mars over the past few decades, not to mention the remote viewing mission the CIA went on back in 1984, in which a psychic apparently telepathically visited Mars 1 million years in the past, where he saw pyramids, obelisks, and a dying elder race looking for a new home, all confirmed in a declassified report, by the way. Oh, and now even Elon Musk, the man taking humanity to Mars, mentioned that he may want to investigate it. We gotta know, not even what if, but what on Mars used to live there.
Yeah, I mean, space is... I don't know if I'm ready to explore it yet. I've got so much here that I'm trying to work out. That space... the first question is it real or not? I still ain't worked that one out. So when they start talking about Mars, I mean, I'm going to have to dive into it at some point, because we're going to Mars, apparently. But there was the biggest thing with Mars that I've heard. The craziest story was a guy who was a whistleblower, and his dad was high up official in the secret, one of them secret places. And he was a child, but he used to teleport to Mars in a secret project in like some sort of teleportation system. And he used to go to Mars, which would be crazy. If that's possible, the old quantum entanglement, then there's a quicker way of getting there. But yeah, it all blows my mind, if I'm honest.
The thing is, their DNA was how they connected with their higher self.
So that's why your incarnations couldn't hear you.
Exactly. But there was a catch with the new plan. Only those incarnated on Earth could tune in to these new frequencies.
Oh, so they needed more volunteers.
Yes, but this time they were taking no chances. To pull this off, they needed millions in the physical form, wired and ready to attune to these frequencies.
Are these the 21st century humans that all the stories are about?
Yep. We volunteered from every corner of the universe to help the humans wake up.
What did the volunteers have to do once they got there?
We had to wake ourselves up, attune to these frequencies, and spread them to the rest of the planet.
That sounds impossible.
Most of those watching the Earth experiment didn't think we could pull it off.
So, what happened when you got to Earth?
Once on Earth, we were taught the same fear-based beliefs that had been handed down for eons. We lived just like everyone else, totally clueless to who we were and what was getting ready to happen. But as soon as the Earth entered this cloud of frequencies, we started to question everything. And one by one, we started to wake up.
So the plan was working.
It was. The more we trusted ourselves, the quicker we reconnected. And the faster it was.
Well, I would say it makes a lot more sense than this world, for sure. Does that resonate with anybody? Let me know in the comments. But I could just watch that over and over. Like, it's one of them things where, I don't know, it resonates for me.
Since November last year, a lot of people have been getting this weird feeling as if there's something off. I don't know what it is. You don't know what it is. Your mom doesn't know what it is. No one knows what it is, but it's as if there's something off. And 2025 literally feels as if we're living in a different dimension or a parallel universe. So then this lady comes along. This is Cassiopeia7. She's been uploading videos since last week and she's been going viral. Everyone's talking about it. Actually, she's freaking a lot of people out with this supposed conversation that she's having with this entity called 7.
Contact 3, that's us, fails 29,149 days after contact 1. 4,324 days in your future, which is May 27th, 2025.
So this thing is making crazy predictions about something that's about to happen in May 2025. And at first I thought, this is ridiculous. This is a LARP or a fake story to grab attention. But the deeper I went into this, the more I found this bizarre connection with this theory that the orbs, the alien orbs that are supposedly coming from the ocean, are actually not coming from the ocean. They're actually leaving Earth for some reason.
The creator of the video that I tagged below said something that is actually terrifying. She said, what if the aliens are not coming? They're leaving.
Then there's this bizarre connection with Aleister Crowley's gray alien entity that he talked to, the alien pods.
Aleister Crowley, a very famous occultist who practiced ritual magic, he conducted a ritual that's called the Amalantra working, and he made contact with an alien named Lamb. This alien entity that he drew out was the first gray alien that was ever depicted. This magic ritual, it goes all the way back to the Book of Enoch. There were these fallen angels, they called the Watchers, and the Watchers came and they taught man how to use magic, and these entities taught them the Enochian language. Crowley said, okay, well, let's talk to these entities using that Enochian language, and he did that many times. For decades and decades, the government had this internal Pentagon group that said, hey, all this alien activity could be demonic in some way.
And this magnetic pole shift that's already happening.
So we live in Florida on the Panhandle, and this is what we're dealing with right now. It has been snowing for 5 hours straight. This is the wildest thing I think I've ever seen. Oh my god, it's so wild.
So this is really wild because it connects a bunch of things that people have never connected before. So what do you think?
Oh, interesting theory. Orbs are not coming, they are going. So where are they going? And why are they going? Is it good or bad? I don't know. Could be. Nobody knows. So are we going to find out? That's going to be the frustrating thing, is if we still don't get some type of disclosure. But if we do get the disclosure, what are we going to do then? Like, the conspiracy theorist genre will be no more. If we work it all out, got no more questions. Like, if it just all gets disclosed, boom, job done. Man can retire, put his feet up.
There's a strange humming sound that has been heard in all of the highlighted places on this map. The humming sound is said to be low frequency and very invasive to those who hear it. Some of the more popular locations that this humming sound has been heard has been in Scotland, England, and Australia. And in the United States, it's been heard in Taos, New Mexico. Researchers and scientists have said maybe the sound is just coming from mating fish in the area. Maybe it's coming from a submarine. There's a possibility that the sound is coming from wind farms. Many people are skeptical and believe the sound is coming from radio waves or the earth putting off a strange frequency. A lot of people can't hear the sound, but there is a specific group of people called hum hearers, and they're usually men in their 40s who hear the sound and they say it drives them crazy. It's invasive and causes severe migraines. What do you think the sound is being caused by?
That's my hum. Yes, there has been very strange sounds all over the world, and that would explain that, the weird patterns going on in the skies with the clouds, like the formations. I've seen so many of it where it is clearly being hit with like some type of frequency. So that would make sense, right? I don't know what it is. It's bonkers. I know that much. That's all I know, peeps. Let me know what you think in the comment section. What in the alien predator is that? What is that? Is that a head or I don't know. It looked weird. I mean, one thing that I do know is that is not any animal that is in the sea from my reality. So if that's a normal thing, like the guy in the comments saying that's it's called the blobfish, that's rare but been found before, and that's not my reality. That is definitely not that is the predator reality. That looked like predator.
I'm documenting you. What you doing here? What is your business? Look at this shit. I ain't never seen this shit out here, y'all. Look at this. Look at this. Something is going on. Every street is blocked down. What are they doing here? What Homeland Security Emergency Management Agency? I ain't never heard of that. HSEMA. And he's stuck. They about to let somebody off the back. Y'all, if this don't look like a purge truck, I don't know what the fuck is. It's motherfuckers in there.
What is your business? Whoever's behind that camera. Oh man, that just added to the story. But yeah, very eerie truck, like from the future. And that definitely is like in most psychological thrillers or horror type movies, aren't they? Right? I mean, did look weird.
That's the first time I've ever said that in my life, publicly. You're the first. And 1 million people's asked me this. 13 is when I really got that message from her, because that's when I was asked by the Pentagon, by 2 Air Force generals, to put it in writing what she told me. And I did. And this was on the request from NASA, a friend at NASA. So he come and got it and hand-delivered it to these generals. And she told me that, she said that when the star of Regulus, she called it a red star. When you look at it, it looks blue. But she said when Regulus is red on the horizon, in front of the gaze of the Sphinx, before daylight. So in other words, when it's sitting right on top of the horizon, before the sun comes up, that moment would mark a change in humanity's knowledge. And she showed me other things. War, us bombing Iran, us bombing Syria. And in them days, none of that had happened. So I put all that on this piece of paper. And now I've had so many write me back, oh my God, you see they just bombed Iran, or Iran just bombed us. You were right the whole time. And I did that in 2012. And so what they did was I gave them the date of 2026, because they took that celestial event and ran it through these machines that showed that exact alignment will happen in 2026 at Easter.
What will happen?
the star will, the alignment she told me about, that the star of Regulus would be on the horizon in front of the Sphinx. At that moment, there'd be a new knowledge. Well, I had no idea if this was even possible, but these astronomers run it through the machines, and it comes out that star is going to come up on the horizon in Easter of 2026. And from that point forward, they started remote viewing the state. Government did. And now you hear it all over TV. 2026, that's the big date. 2027, that year, something's going to happen. Armageddon, you hear it all over. You hear it on TV. If you study, like I've heard even, well, I won't say names, but
please do.
Well, Lou Elizondo, right? Lou's mentioned that date. A lot of people have.
Easter 2026.
Well, the year 2026. I gave him the specific time. And it was with Robert Grant that I told him about this alignment and all. And then he's like, oh my God. He's been looking for this ruby, this little ruby you have to find and place it between the paws of the Sphinx to make this event that he knows is going to happen in 2026. I said, Robert, it's not a ruby, it's the star of Regulus. He looks like, he's like, oh my God, it's the king star. So what's going to happen, I don't know. But I think it's possible that's the return of
Christ.
Yeah. Or the lady and the whole heavenly host living with us. That's the first time I've ever said that in my life, publicly. You're the first. And 1 million people's asked me this. So I think it's entirely possible that, because she told me that when the suffering of man becomes too great, that they're going to stop it and they're going to snuff out the darkness. That's why the military and the government all want to know about this, because they know it's real. They know this lady has been seen 1 million times. And when she comes, she's always warning of some big catastrophe. In the Native American world, they call her the White Buffalo Calf Lady.
Ooh, okay. We played a video yesterday. That UFO video that went over the moon, that was Chris Bledsoe video. And that is Chris Bledsoe, I believe, 2 and 2 together. He's the guy that can call UFOs, basically, and they come over, and he's got lots of footage of that. Also, he's talking about what's going on in 2026. That sounds crazy. So we'll have to keep that date in our minds, along with all the other ones that we got, and see if anything actually happens.
Wait a minute. The United States government has the ability to contact or interact with these craft and force them to land?
Yes, and then there's other ones that are done kinetically, which is more the scary side of it, and the ugly side of the program is that what you've got here is it's not so much the military doing this, but the corporate people like Lockheed, Northrop, and all these other companies. They treat this stuff as very high value target kind of stuff, and it's very valuable for them to get the retrievals. So you've got really what amounts to a bunch of treasure hunters that are hired with mercenaries involved as well that go out for these retrievals. And that's where Jake Barber comes in, is that he sees some of these people that are hired to come out and retrieve this stuff, and he's done that.
So the idea would be that the retrievals would be very valuable because you could back engineer the tech, figure out how it works, make weapon systems, make superior crafts.
Exactly.
How long has this supposedly been going on for?
Decades. It's been going on for a very long time.
Decades. This has been going on for decades, folks. ET is here. I'm excited about it.
It is crazy. Us, simple human beings. In my lifetime, when I was a child, we didn't have any technology. No, there was no internet. Nothing. But we're supposed to believe that we can find alien technology and reverse engineer this stuff from us. I don't think so. I think that there's got to be, some more advanced people behind this stuff that are doing it. That's makes more sense to me. Because if we've got hold of this technology, then who's it come from? That means there are aliens. That means it has come from somewhere. I don't know if that's underground or space or the future. It could be anything. But if that is a possibility, then there's probably a group of not human beings that are trying to get hold of this technology. Not human beings, because I don't think we'd be able to do that. I really don't. Not from that time to where we are now. But I don't know. That is the end of the show, so I'll leave it there. But thank you for watching. Appreciate the support. I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good morning, evening, and afternoon.